Welcome to Bedtime Stories with Coach Cynthia. Over the years, my dreams have helped me in unimaginable ways. When I experienced homelessness, my dreams guided me to my new home. When I was feeling lost and unsure of myself, it was my dreams that reminded me exactly who I was and what I was made of. Too often, we look outside of ourselves for valuable information. And that's why I love how God uses my dreams to help me constantly navigate this thing called life. I'm excited that you're here with me. Let's dive in. The dream of the babies. Oh my God, who are these kids? So let me just set up the stage for you to let you know what was going on in my life at the time that I had this dream. So my husband and I, we were trying to get pregnant. We had agreed that we wanted to, bring a child into the world together. We already had, our own separate kids. I had two. He had, several kids, and we wanted to have a child together. And so we tried, and we were lucky. We got pregnant. But then shortly after, I had a miscarriage. And I was so devastated. I was heartbroken. First off, I've never had a miscarriage before. And so I couldn't understand why my body had rejected the baby. And so it just sent me to a place of just utter sadness. And so fast forward to maybe 3 to 4 months later, we get pregnant again. And so this time we didn't know that we were pregnant. We didn't, not try to get pregnant, but we just wasn't, paying so much attention to see if I was pregnant. So when I went to the doctor after not feeling well, I found out that I was pregnant and that I was further along. I was like 8 weeks pregnant. And I'm like, okay, good. I've had children before. So, I'm thinking 8 weeks is a really good place to be, no miscarriage or anything. But lo and behold, one day I went to the bathroom and I started bleeding, and I told my husband, I said, I gotta go to the hospital. And so I rushed out to the hospital, and we lost that baby too. And when I tell you guys, I was crushed. That doesn't even describe, how the true nature of how I was feeling, because this is something that I wanted. I wanted a baby. I wanted us to have a baby together, and I never had any problems getting pregnant and carrying a child full term before, so I couldn't understand what the problem was. And so lying in the hospital room, I just became very, I guess I would say a little upset, but I just came to a place of acceptance. Like, this is not meant to be for us. We can make our love into our baby. We can grow that. We can develop it. We can make it to be, our marriage to be whatever we want it to be. And we're older. I at the time I was 38. My husband was 49. We don't need to have any more kids. Our kids are grown. Let's just enjoy life. So we just put it off. We were not interested, and I wasn't interested in trying to have any more children. Well, fast forward about a year later, I'm talking to one of my coach friends, and she has this prophetic, or she can see, the future. And in the midst of our conversation, she said, I see your daughter having a little baby boy. Now, mind you, my daughter is she was young at the time. I think she was maybe about 16, 15 at the time. So, I'm like, well, I hope no time soon she's having a kid. So, I tucked that in my back pocket. I held on to it. Fast forward a few years. So maybe about a week after this conversation, I have a dream about these two babies. One was a little boy baby, and there was a little girl baby. And the babies, they were close in age. Like, they were to the point close in age where it was like one woman could not have birthed these two children because of how close in age they were. And I remember waking up and I'm like, Lord, who are these kids? Now, at that time, I have completely forgotten what the coach has said to me about, my daughter having a baby. So after I'm sitting having tea, it comes to me, oh my God, my daughter, maybe this is her baby. And then I had another daughter, and she was right up under my oldest daughter. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope she doesn't have a baby too, because I see two babies. So, and forgive me, I'm suffering from a summer cold or allergies or something. So, I kind of just tucked that in my pocket. We move. And I would say this is maybe about a year or two later. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, she starts complaining of stomach pains or whatever. She said that she felt funny. And I'm like, well, let's give it a few days. It's really pouring down here. Let's give it a few days. And if you're not feeling any better, we'll take you to the doctor. I did not know she was sexually active. So pregnancy did not even cross my mind, y'all. So we go on a trip to Atlanta. I'm looking at my daughter and I'm like, wow, she looks really chunky and her stomach is sticking out a little bit. So when we get back from Atlanta, she's like, Mom, something's weird going on with my body. I don't feel the same. I feel weird, like something in my stomach is just not right. So I said, okay, well, let's schedule a doctor's appointment. So my daughter at this time, she's 16. So when I got the information, she was about 14, 15. So we get to the doctor's office. It's her pediatrician. And so, she's at that age where they tell the parent to stand outside of the room. So I'm thinking, well, this is my child. I need to go in. They do an examination and they abruptly say, you all need to go across the street to the emergency room. They're not giving me any information. I am flabbergasted. I'm frustrated. And I'm a little ticked off, what's going on with my child. So we get across to the adult hospital. She's in the room. In comes my mother. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on with Manaya. I'm going to go back. The doctors are not telling me anything. I'm going to go back and talk to her. And so my mother gave me this look like she knew something. I'm oblivious, y'all. So I go back to my daughter's room and she starts crying. And I said, what's the matter? And she says, well, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm pregnant. And you could have knocked me over with a feather. You are what? Yeah, I'm pregnant. And she was about 5 months pregnant. Oh my God. So they were able to see the sex of the baby. And this is the little boy that I'm dreaming that I had dreamt about. So I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, so who is this little girl in the dream? And I could not take another teenage pregnancy. I was like, please don't let my other daughter come tell me that she's pregnant. So we get through my daughter's pregnancy. It was not easy. We experienced a lot of things during this pregnancy, homelessness being one, which I'm going to talk about another dream that ties into that experience. But she had the little baby. We move. We were moving into our new house. We finally moved in. We get settled in, and everything's going smooth, So then my husband and I, our marriage started to disintegrate. We just started having a lot of problems because of the baby, because of who the father of the baby was. It was really tough for us. And so we had made the collective decision to separate. So we separated, and in the separation, after he was gone for maybe a few months, I started feeling like weird. I started feeling different. And so I remember calling my friend who has this psychic gift. I'm like, yo, am I pregnant? And she's like, well, I'm not picking up anything, but you probably want to take a pregnancy test. So I said, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the doctor. It's time for my OB checkup anyway. So when I get to the doctor, they have you do the pee in the cup and all of that. And so I'm sitting in the doctor's office waiting for them to come talk to me and tell me what's going on, And she said, well, you're pregnant. And I said, not so. Go check that pee. Y'all got the wrong pee. That is not my pee. I am not pregnant. But I was indeed pregnant, y'all. And I was about 4 months pregnant. And so my grandson was born December 9th of 2014. And my daughter was born October 5th of 2015. And these were the two little babies that were in my dream that I didn't know who they were, but it was them. And so it's important to pay attention to your dreams. Sometimes we can't tell if our dreams are, it's giving us information about the future, if it's talking about the now. But the important thing is when you dream a dream is to journal your dream. And so make sure that you spend time and pay attention to your dreams. Listen, understanding what your dreams are saying can be intimidating. I mean, it could be downright overwhelming, but you cannot afford to ignore your dream messages anymore. Too often we look outside of ourselves for valuable information, and God is using your dreams to get the information to you, to bring the answers to you, to give you the insight and direction that you're longing for. I have created an online course titled Dreams Speak, how to get the most out of your dreams, because I want to show you how to use your dreams to end destructive behaviors, overcome unhealthy patterns of thinking, attracting poor romantic partners, and being able to identify why you're stuck and resolve internal conflicts, and so much more you'll learn through this online e-course. Now, during this course, you're going to learn how to break down your dreams messages in a very comprehensive way. You're going to be able to decode dream symbols, and you're going to be able to journal your dreams in a systematic way that will help you get the most out of your dreams. So if you're tired of being in the dark regarding what your dreams are saying to you, and you're ready to use your dreams to start creating a life that you love waking up to, I want you to go to my website, which is www.cynthiasnewell.com, and I've placed the link in the bio of this video. I want you to go there and I want you to sign up for this online class. You will not be disappointed. You will learn so much. It's so much more than what I'm even sharing here, but you're going to learn so much more, and you're going to get some great bonuses. So don't delay. Hurry and go secure your spot today.